Welcome everybody to TacosandGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more video game reviews, and today we are going to be reviewing The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom for the Nintendo Switch. All of the footage that you're seeing here was recorded directly from a Nintendo Switch Lite, and as always, we give you a brief synopsis of the story, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. So without further ado, here we go. After Princess Zelda was captured by Ganon, the swordsman Link stormed in to rescue her. After a fierce battle, Link appeared to defeat the villain, but suddenly was dragged down into the mysterious rift in the ground and disappeared. These strange rifts began to appear all over Hyrule, swallowing up others, including the king and his advisors. Left alone with an ally named Tri, it's now up to Princess Zelda to save her kingdom in this new Legend of Zelda series. And story wise, really good setup to really make Zelda have her own solo outing. I really liked how they were able to get rid of Link, the king, and really made Zelda have a purpose and why she is so important in order to restore Hyrule and why she's the only one who can really restore Hyrule. Some really good characterization, character developments in here as well. I really did enjoy the story in the way it's set up. I'm not going to go into more detail with it because obviously we want to keep it spoiler free here, but solid story for Zelda's first solo outing. And let's talk now about the gameplay because that's what you're here for. How does this game play? Obviously, for us veterans, Link and Zelda are not the same and they play very differently. Zelda is not a swordsman. Zelda is not really skilled with the sword. So, how is Zelda going to be able to save Hyrule in this adventure? Well, of course, with the use of magic and with the help of her ally Tri, who we meet later on in the story, who aids Zelda with the ability of Echo. The Echo mechanic is simply this: Zelda is able to mimic and summon objects or monsters once she learns that skill. And this is how Zelda's going to be able to solve puzzles, get around to collecting treasures, as you see me doing right here. And it's a really great mechanic because the best way I could describe it is that it gives you that Tears of the Kingdom feeling, that freedom feeling of you trying to figure out various ways to solve things. It's not just one particular way to solve a puzzle or defeat an enemy, as you can see me doing here. I'm using a sea urchin and I'm using another fire monster that I captured to defeat an enemy while the sea urchin is taking care of that. So it does a really good job of giving you that freedom to really explore how you want to approach an enemy, approach a dungeon, approach a problem that you're solving. And I really like that mechanic, and it works very, very well. And as time progresses, you learn new abilities. So it's not just you summoning echoes. You also use Try with this new ability, what he calls Bind. And in Bind is where you're able to attach yourself to an object and you can able to move it or use that object to move you to get to a different particular part of the game or different part of the dungeon or get a treasure or things of that nature. And it works very well. And as you progress, Try will get more stronger. Zelda will get more stronger. So there's more use for magic and more use for things that I'm not going to spoil here. But let's just say it's some really cool stuff. I will say my downfall, my only real complaint is that I love the freedom, but you have so much things that you learn from Echo, from the Echo mechanic that sometimes you forget what you have. At least for me, I forgot what I had. So there was one incident when I was playing the game that, hey, I'm trying to get to this high level and I totally forgot that I had the spider echo where I could just use the spider and just have the spider set a rope and climb up. So yeah, that's probably my little nitpick. There was like a lot to remember and a lot of mechanics in here that you could really explore. As far as the boss battles goes and the dungeons and the puzzles were really good as well. There were some challenging ones where I was just like, oh my god, how am I supposed to get this? And then I realized, oh, I should be doing this or try it this way. Boss battles were fun, and also a minor spoiler alert: Zelda, as she progresses through the game, she will be able to kind of get a certain silent swordsman's abilities, or at least to mimic it for her to in order to fight. So you're not always using the echo mechanic. There are times where you have like you'll be able to use Link's abilities and summon Link's abilities to for a limited time, which I'm glad they did that. So it's not something that you can abuse. but I really did like the fact that they give you so much of variety on how to solve puzzles, how to approach an enemy. If one monster that you're using is easily defeated, okay, maybe I should try to use bats for to face aerial monsters, or maybe I should use a fire monster to combat something that might be easily burned up, or maybe I can burn crops to get to a particular portion of the game. So solid gameplay all the way around, folks. Now let's talk a little bit about those graphics. Now, if you are familiar with Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch, the remake, then you are used to these type of graphics. I like the over the top camera angle perspective of The Legend of Zelda. This brings me back to my childhood days playing Link of the Past and various DS games as well, Spirit of the Tracks and things of that nature. So for me, coming back into this after Tears of the Kingdom, not gonna lie, took a little bit of getting used to, especially playing Tears of the Kingdom so much. But this gives you that same kind of aesthetics as Link Awakening. Really beautiful graphics, really nice use of colors, the dungeon designs, monster designs, all stellar, all here. Really did enjoy the graphics of this. Really had no frame rate issues at all. Didn't really see any clips in the graphics or lighting and shading. Beautiful, really good detail, but it does get a little bit used to it. Now here's the sound. Now, for the sound, some might be disappointed the fact that we don't hear Zelda speak, or there's no voice acting in this, except for like the little grunts and and things that you're expecting from from the side scroll Legend of Zelda games. This is pure old school Zelda games that we have played back in the days in terms of sound quality here. I would have to say that the soundtrack is really good. Beautiful rendition of Zelda's Lullaby and the Hyrule theme. So I really did enjoy the composition of this particular game. Really good stellar soundtrack. But as far as the sound goes, it's a paint by numbers what you're expecting from a Legend of Zelda game. Really beautiful orchestrated music with some epic themes from throughout. Nice renditions of classics such as Hyrule's theme and Zelda's Lullaby. So pretty much standard what you're expecting. I will get the soundtrack if it's available. Really good soundtrack as well, but no voice acting, so that might disappoint some folks. As far as my final thoughts go, the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is a hit. It is a fun game to play. A lot of elements from the old school Zelda days that we're used to, with little sprinkles of Tears of the Kingdom's freedom to approaching, at least in terms of puzzles and mechanics and how you're going to solve things, which I really did enjoy. There's so much ways for you to get around, so much ways for you to come across a problem. My friend did things differently. I did things differently. So I like the way they really present it. It gives you that freedom by also keeping it kind of limited in scope. So definitely going to give this a buy it rating. Of course, it's buy it, skip it, or wait for sale. We're hands down giving this a buy it rating. This is a beautiful game, fun game to play. Really did enjoy everything here. It is Zelda at this is a great introduction to Zelda. I want to see more from this particular timeline to see what else they can do with the echo mechanic and see how we can also have another solid story in this. Really good final act. Really enjoyed this game, folks. This is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com. What did you think of The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom? Comment below, let me know. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Helps out the channel tremendously. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next review. The Legends of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom gets a buy it rating. Peace.